All right, this one's more serious. No joking around for this one. Now you see me. That's my Twitter, of course, my ex Twitter handle. Um, Now I've been a very big fan of the Vine Sauce community. Now, even though there's different people, Vinny Vine Sauce doesn't have the old team anymore. People still think he's Joel Vargscouth or Joel. My favorite, my favorite Vine Sauce people for me are Vinny Vine Sauce, Desert Pagona, who's not part of Vine Sauce, Vargscouth or Joel, who may or may not be part of the old team, Jabroni Mike, who I think is still on Vine Sauce team, Rev Scarecrow's on his own, Lime Malicious I think is on her own, um, and I think that's about it. But one in particular, Risa Marissa Imakuni. And so something had come up. I don't know if I'm able, due to community guidelines here, I don't know if I can read out the whole thing. But this is in Deal with PAX East, and she talks about this, and I wanted to share this. So if I can, I want to share this story. So I'm going to go ahead and do so. And I might have to get in the magnifying lens to read. So this is from now. Imakuni now is her own thing. She's joined another community. She's a VTuber. You know how VTubers are, right? They have an anime avatar, and they kind of speak through the avatar. So you'll see gameplay, and you'll see an anime girl. Lime Malicious does this. Imakuni does this, and then there's other VTubers, usually on Twitch. Okay, but she went through an ordeal about 4 years ago. So I'm going to read you the disclaimer. I'm going to do the best I can here. If it gets a little bit guidelines ish, then I'll summarize it, but I'm hoping it doesn't. I don't think it does. I think I read most of this. Okay. So these are her words. Now, this is about assault, abuse, and albiism. So this is kind of it's not exactly a Me Too accusation since she's not naming the person. So I will say, well, we'll read what she has to say. Okay. Please refrain. This is the disclaimer. She says, please refrain from bothering any of my friends or old teammates about this since I did not get to tell many people. If they wish to comment on it publicly, then they will. It was none of their business and they were not involved, unless otherwise stated. Please respect my privacy as well, since I am not trying to make my life an open book. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Okay. Hold on. This is ass difficult. But some things must be told. Hello, my name is Marissa, also known as Risa or streaming name Imakuni. I'm a retro and variety game streamer and who has been part of the streaming content creative scenes for nearly 15 years. More recently, a VTuber as of April last year. Context for those who don't know me: I am physically disabled, and certain motions cause me intense pain, uh, and or tire me out. I have trouble doing simple things such as climbing stairs and brushing my hair properly by myself. I usually require assistance when doing those daily tasks. This isn't easy to come out and say, but I am genuinely sick of keeping it a secret and acting like it never happened. I was sexually assaulted by a man I was dating back in 2020. I don't wish to give out too many identifiers, but this occurred uh, when we were hold on when we were both in our mid 20s. His profession is a game developer, and he currently works for a game development and merchandise company. He insisted that I should come to visit him across the country for a little over a week to spend Valentine's Day together, in which I eventually accepted. On the first day I was there, he led me to his room and threatened me with a loaded rifle, and that he said was off the safety at times for reasons. During this conversation, he seemingly disassociated and just stared at me with intense eyes without saying anything for, I guess, 10 plus seconds afterward. I continue to do so many times throughout the stay. At first, I thought he was doing a bit and there would be a punchline, or at least I would have hoped it was a very bad joke. But when he left his room and acted like the past minute had never transpired, I began to fear for my life. I tried reaching out to some friends, but none of them could take me in. There was also no way I could call the police without him knowing, nor could I leave his residence alone. Instead, I played dumb and went into a fawn trauma response mode. Unfortunately, that is when I believe he realized that he had complete control over me. Some of the abuse I endured included, but not limited to, fat shaming and controlling what I ate, uh, backhanded and obvious comments, uh, insinuating that I was mentally handicapped, but not knowing how to do basic life tasks, blaming me for various things that I had no control over. Uh, I don't know what wheelchair or something. It's just making fun of her handicap. Refusing to help me with my daily tasks, telling me that all of my other friends hate me, love bombing, gaslighting. So this person was a piece of garbage. Um, okay. He treated me more like a pet than a partner. The only type of affection I had during that week were head pats. He claimed that he could not show or give me when he is sick. Closer to the end of this vacation from hell, I eventually broke down and cried, and I was trapped with nowhere to go and no one to turn to. I got yelled at and shamed for crying too. On February 23rd, 2020, he shook me awake out of dead sleep and asked for sex. I groggily lifted my head up, blinked, and then put my head back down on my pillow. He shook me harder and demanded sex from me. All he had to do was just stare at his closet door as I scowled at him. He degraded me the entire time verbally. To make matters worse, I was hired as a game consultation contractor under him for the company he works for prior to this trip. He promised me connections and a possible job down the line. I couldn't leave the relationship despite all the abuse since I was owed money. While inquiring when inquiring about the money I was owed for an NDA project, non-disclosure agreement, plus work I did for said company at PAX East 2020, I was met I was met with, I don't have to pay my girlfriend. It took 2 full months for me to stand up for myself and fully comprehend the gravity of the entire situation. But unfortunately, he was manipulating me into thinking all the issues with the relationship were my fault. At this point, we break up, and I realize that I have been used in multiple ways. As a bit of an important side story, he was obsessed with another person the entire time we dated. I'm going to keep this person anonymous since I believe that they are a victim of his manipulation as well. Before we started dating, he told me about sexual assault allegations towards this person that affected him. As soon as I started dating him, he suddenly was obsessed with that same person and wanted me to contact them. I asked why he wouldn't want to talk to them if they were serious allegations against them. He responded with, "Oh, it's okay. We made up." So he wanted me to play messenger with a person he said that he wanted nothing to do with, and now he just wants to be friends with them again. This happened before my trip and should have been my first red flag since I didn't think his allegations were real, especially with the other individual's response. The other person seemed keen on hanging out during the trip with the two of us, but unfortunately things never came to be. Flash forward to after we broke up, my abusers kept sending the messages such as "so and so wants to have sexual sex with me so bad." More manipulation tactics. It worked, and I eventually broke. At first, I thought that the two of them were cheating the entire time, but I never had a real confrontation. I started to talk to my close friends about what had happened between me and the abusive ex. A lot of my friends abandoned me since they didn't want to get involved. Even before I got to tell them I was sexually assaulted, some didn't even would don't even believe what I had to say and cut me out before I could finish talking, taking the side of my abuse and getting the anonymous person involved. The allegations that my abuser pushed out were now thrown around as allegations I've made. My abuser told me that if I were to ever come out with my side of the story, he would make sure that my career would be destroyed. This part down here in bold. Mentions of legal threats were also present. He also blackmails me into deleting incriminating evidence against him, stating that an anonymous person involved wouldn't talk to me again if I did not comply. I am done being blackmailed. I am through with the twisted stories about me. I know for a fact that some friends aren't allowed to interact with me over this. I was never given the opportunity to share my story because people assured I was guilty before innocent. My abuser created a narrative that I was secretly going after the anonymous person and even got my mom involved with the allegations. I remember her mom on some videos. I think that anonymous person is being manipulated, pitted against me so that my abuser won't face consequences for for his actions. That's why I went to protect that person's identity, even if they hate my guts, even if they want me out of the streaming industry, even if they want me to fail. This statement is not a witch hunt, since I know everyone who is involved. Please don't try to be an internet stealth sleuth either. The reason I am coming forward with this is not to just get this off my chest, but to also express my gratitude towards my community. Because of your love and immense support, I had the strength to overcome the depressive thoughts and made me want to strive to better myself and my content, especially since I have become a VTuber. All of you have shown as much so much love and kindness towards me, and I am so proud of the community that I have I'm sorry. God damn it. I have fostered. I had initially planned for this to be released on the I'm not even sure which anniversary that is. I'm sorry if I'm being an idiot here. Fourth anniversary of my essay. I'm not even sure what that is pertaining to. But it caused so much stress and anxiety for me. With this weight lifted off my shoulders, all I can do is hope that I will slowly start to heal. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to read this. And there's Imakuni. Yeah. Um, I'm gonna say this. Um, that was not an easy story to tell, and I do believe just about everything that happened there. I've only experienced. I told her on Twitter. I've only experienced a fraction of what happened with my father being an abusive person, my sisters being physically abusive, my mom being verbally abusive, and having a handicap of my own. So I've not experienced the full brunt of this, but I know what abusive people are. And this guy, I mean, she has to do something. She has to get a lawyer because if this guy, I will say this, yeah, we have to respect your wishes. You know, no internet sleuthing. Don't talk to your friends in the from either Vine Sauce or current group. But also, Risa, I want to say this to you. This guy, this motherfucker is not all powerful, okay? And if you let it get to you that he is all powerful, he's going to do this to somebody else, that a new person. That's not the person that is anonymous or you or somebody you've already know who's already been through this, but somebody else. He's going to go after somebody. He's going to go after someone, and he's got to be stopped. Do you know what I mean? Like don't let don't even even by doing nothing, that's rewarding bad behavior because every day that you're not going to get sleep, this guy is continuing to do this to somebody else. So anything that you can do. Now, there's nothing that all we can do is show our love and support, whether it's even whether we're members, we subscribe for 3 years or 1 year, or we give you bits on Twitch, or even just by following you or subscribing or watching, even just by watching your videos, whether they're Paper Mario randomizers, um, Psychonauts 2, which I just played last night, Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, which is a hard game I would never play. And I just want to give you one kiss, just for the bravery and the courage, just for coming forward. Um, you're a cute and beautiful lady, and I understand some of how you feel. I'm a male, and males have the upper body strength, and we're not all of us are assholes. I act like an asshole, but that's just shit. That man was your whole world for a while, and it was a very toxic world, and it's just disturbing. So please, Marissa, think about how legally, of course, by lawyers, legal advisors, how you're going to get back at this guy, because this guy cannot continue to keep doing this shit. He cannot continue to. I know it's like, but you have to go through court cases, and you don't know if there can be anything. This, it's just every day it's going to be harder. And based on this personality type of person, he's not going to stop. He's not going to stop. He'll find some way to get at you. So push comes to shove, talk to everybody in your personal life that can give you the best advice. But this is the first step. This is not the last step, but this is only the first step. So leave a like for this. Show your support to Risa. I will put I'll put her channel, one of her video channel links in the description. Okay, and she'll have all the information for Twitch. But don't bug anybody else about this. And you know, my advice is, and her advice are the best things right now. Just yeah, just like when you see her, just talk about the content, unless she brings it up. If you see her, just talk about the game she's playing, and when she feels comfortable about talking about it more, then she'll talk about it more. And yeah, but when you see her on Twitch, just be a little sensitive, because it is a hardship right now. So, um, you know, last thing I'll say is that good luck, and you're a very beautiful woman, and your avatar is also pretty too. All right. So take care, and good luck, Risa.